Hey everybody and welcome to a new video. My name is Midway and I hope you're having a wonderful day because I sure am. And welcome to a new Legend of Mushroom video. Today we're covering some big news that are coming into the game really damn soon. We're gonna have a new event to celebrate the Chinese New Year. We're gonna have a new family dungeon as well as a bit of a side game, mini game that's gonna be coming. A new event that's gonna be all about having your costume chosen and like voting and all stuff. It's a little bit of a tournament, right? But before we get into it, please go ahead and check out Aptoide if you haven't done so yet. And if you were already using my code in the past, well, now it has changed. So if you want to still be supporting me as well as just enjoying that sweet bonus that comes together with using Aptoide, check out the new code. It's gonna be down here below my camera and stuff, also in the description, so you can copy paste it and put it into your AppCoins wallet so you can still be enjoying those sweet nice bonuses. So, we'll talk more a little bit about that at the end of the video. For now, let's get into the news. Alright, here we are in the official Discord, and we have a new version update coming on January 24th, so basically today when you're watching this video. And as I mentioned, well, we have an event that's called Resplendent Eve that's gonna be coming on the 28th, and it reads the following. The brilliance of lanterns reaches every corner of the world. Light up lanterns with roomies and make wonderful wishes for the bright new year. So, I'm assuming it's going to be all about a Chinese New Year, which should be coming pretty damn soon. I don't know exactly when it is going to be happening, but yep, we are gonna have a little bit of a celebration going on in game. Excuse me if I mistake that. I am not Chinese myself, and I don't have many Chinese friends or whatever. So yeah, I'm not aware when this event is, or rather, the Chinese New Year actually is. But nonetheless, I'm assuming it is for the sake of that. So if you enjoy the theme of traditional Chinese stuff, New Year celebration, and all that good stuff, well, definitely check out the event. I'm pretty sure there's not gonna be that many big rewards attached to it because it doesn't seem to be a gacha, since we still have the gacha from the previous week running, and usually we have about 2 weeks gap between the previous gacha and the next one. So yeah, with this one running this week, we should not have usually a new gacha happening. Nonetheless, we also have the fashion show. Yeah, we have a fashion show event coming up soon. It's the minigame that I talked about before in the intro. Basically, you're gonna be dressing up your character as soon as your character reaches level 30. You're gonna be eligible for the event, and then you're gonna have to go through a certain set of qualifiers and rounds of 32 and going down and down and down. So servers are going to be separated between the older servers and the newer servers, so you are able to compete a little bit more. And basically what's going to happen here is you're going to be going over to your character in the costume section. So you're going to have to choose a costume that has to do something with at least one star item has to be chosen amongst those that fit the theme of Animal Carnival, right? So you're gonna have to choose a costume, but important, you are also going to have to set up your little decorations here, so it has something to do with a bit of an animal theme. Then the carnival thing, well, I'm assuming it's just a bunch of animals, that's what's really talking about, so anything animal related will do. I'm assuming Pepe works, so at least you need an item that fits that theme, and then everything else is just free for yourself, right? So that's why they are separating servers between the older ones and the newer ones, so people don't have all the costumes and decorations all unlocked, so they can just straight up make things look a little bit cooler. I'm not sure if mounts are gonna be counting in part of this whole thing. I'm assuming they will, right? They're part of what you like visually see of your character, at least not in this little section, but you know, back attachments, mounts, titles, all of that stuff looks cool as well. So if that's what's gonna be all about, then obviously pay to win is a big factor. If it's only about how your character looks, well, maybe back attachment is basically something that's always going to be there, right? You can always see it. Not too sure about how that's really going to work, but I'm assuming it will include all of those things. So yeah, check out the dates over here if you're interested in participating in this. I'm sure there's going to be some cool stuff attached to it. Now finally, there is the new family dungeon. Yes, they're going to be removing the good the whale thingy, what we called it. What's it called? It's over here. Grumpy Big Head is now going to go away. Obviously, we've had this family event for the longest time. We've had a Grumpy Big Head over here, and it's got a little bit old. It's a little bit simple. People are not enjoying it too much. Obviously, I am not as well. So they're replacing it with something new that they are calling Snowland Crisis. I talked a little bit about this on the previous video last week, and basically, it's going to be a dungeon where you can play along with some friends. It's not going to be a solo dungeon, or it's not going to be like a raid. It's going to be something where you're just joining, a little bit more like what you play around here in the Cloud Ascension. So basically, let's read a little bit through it. You can challenge the dungeon alone or team up with 3 friends. You're going to be able to do it as soon as your server is at least 3 days old. Obviously, you have to join a family. And as the server gets older, you're going to be unlocking newer stages and new difficulties in the dungeon. So it's not going to be open straight away. Your server is going to need to get at least to 64 days old for the whole thing to be unlocked. Obviously, rewards are going to be better the higher difficulty you play. So the way this works is you kill monsters and you clear the mists, then explore the dungeon for treasures and kill secret bosses. Sounds very much like what you do in the Cloud Ascension trial. But you gotta do it within the time limit to clear the dungeon and then rewards. So you have a little bit more of a strategy in this game because, well, there's gonna be things like actions in the dungeon cost frost stamina. You may grant snow emblems, right? So if you kill stuff, you get snow emblems, and then you're gonna be using frost stamina. Now you can use snow emblems to be exchanged for more frost stamina in the dungeon shop. And there's going to be a purchase limit for each item in the shop, which is going to be decreasing as the number of challenges increases. Yeah, I'm assuming the more people in the dungeon, the less of each item you can buy. So each person can only buy like 1, 2, 3, whatever. And then you're going to be starting the dungeon run with an amount of what's called warmth, right? So it's all about the snow theme. You're going to have to be warm to keep going. If you are defeated, you're going to lose 1 point of warmth. And if you lose all warmth, your teammates may choose to use some to rescue you, but there is a rescue limit for each teammate. Then snow emblems can also be used to buy more warmth from the shop. And if all teammates have used all their warmth, well, you're basically dead. You cannot revive anymore. So that's the dungeon run done. That's failed. And finally, after clearing the whole dungeon, you can use Snowland keys to obtain dungeon rewards, or not use your key and only obtain the assist rewards, right? The assist rewards can be claimed a number of times, rather, so that you are not just joining in infinitely into runs and soaking up the rewards. I'm assuming the assist rewards are not going to be anything crazy, however, using your key definitely needs to be very rewarding. And finally, the Snowland keys are going to be replenished every week on Monday at 12, right? So you are gonna have to wait a little bit until you can get more of that good stuff. So yeah, this new dungeon definitely sounds very cool. Really excited to try it out. Obviously, it's gonna be a little bit more interesting than the Grumpy Big Head, which was just a click on submit your application into it and then just AFK. You didn't even have to be into it to actually get stuff out of it, right? So, yep, definitely this sounds a lot more interactive. So that's pretty much it for the new stuff. Now we have some optimizations here, which are going to be obviously enhancements for the gameplay. So we have the Star Hero system is going to be receiving a change where you're going to have Star Hero plans that can go up to 10. And what I mean by that is when you go to your Star Array, you click over here to switch your plans. You only have 3 now. You're gonna be able to get all the way up to 10 if you really want to customize stuff and try things out and whatnot. So that's always good. Then we also have an optimized animation for the Artifact Beast Roar Bow. I'm not sure what the deal is with that artifact. In fact, I'm not sure if I even know what it looks like. Obviously, it must look like a bow, so let's see if we can find it. This one it is. Okay, so maybe whatever the effect is, it's not actually displaying too clearly. Whatnot, it's definitely going to be an enhancement, just so it looks a little bit cooler, as well as just more clear. It's not like you can do anything gameplay-wise to mess around with this, right? You're not going to react to the animation or whatever. It's not an action game, but whatnot, if that's cool, well, I'm all for it. And then finally, we have an update reminder where they say, to improve gaming experience for all, we added auto translation feature, which will be available after you download the next update. So what I'm assuming they're talking about is the auto translate things from the chat into whatever language you have your game set up to, which they talked about a while ago, which was going to come into the game. That's all cool and nice. They also talked about changing like the whole game, like being able to have translation features so that you could see the game in your own language for other regions, like Spanish and stuff. I think they did say that they were not going to go with that, and I don't think this is referring to it. They haven't backed up on that decision. However, I could be reading this wrong, and that's what they are talking about, but I don't think so. And finally, we have some bug fixes to the game here. We have fixed an issue with snails and snow sprites, which could not use their pal effect again on targets if the target had cleansed the effect once. That is definitely a big buff for snails and snow sprites. The cleansing thing definitely I feel like that's just PvP stuff. I don't think any bosses or any PvE stuff actually cleanses themselves. However, yeah, anyways, this is definitely a buff if you were using those, but I don't think most people were in PvP anyways. And finally, we have fixed an issue with the skill effect of Slime Bomb. Not sure if it was not applying, but that's also definitely a buff. And then again, fixed an issue with the skill delay preset in the Shroomy tournament, which was not working. And now, well, it is definitely going to be a buff for the tournament. It's going to be a little bit more enjoyable. So that's all there is for the news, guys, here in Legend of Mushroom for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Before you go, please, of course, go ahead and check out Aptoide. Remember, if you were using my code, well, now is the time to go ahead and change it if you still want to be supporting me and still enjoy those bonuses. Otherwise, you will lose that extra 5% from using the code. Nonetheless, if you are a new user, well, stay around for a little bit and check out what's all Aptoide about. So basically, Aptoide is just like Google Play. You download apps from Aptoide onto your Android device. And once you do play those games like Legend of Mushroom, when you download it through Aptoide, you're going to be able to earn cashbacks when making purchases on those games. So if you're interested in spending any amount of money in Legend of Mushroom in particular, for example, picture you're going to be buying this pack of gems. As you can see, I would be using my credit card for this purchase, but down here you can see that I'm going to be earning a bonus of 10%. That bonus can go from extra 10% all the way up to extra 35%. So yeah, I meant 10 cents by the way, but yeah, anyways, you can increase that bonus by doing things like just using my code, as I mentioned, by a flat 5% from the get-go, and then as you make more and more purchases, you're going to be increasing that bonus as time goes. So that's pretty much the whole thing. You are just going to be able to get more value for your money as you are playing the game and doing the purchases. Now finally, there is also something else, which is the AppCoins wallet, as I mentioned before. This is where you want to be inputting my promo code, as well as you do need this app separately, downloading it from Google Play onto your device in order to be able to use the whole package together with Aptoide. I'm sorry, here you can see how much money you currently have unlocked in the form of the bonuses, your purchase history using the AppCoins and the AppCoins wallet as a whole. You can see your current bonus as well as how much more you need to be spending in order to unlock higher amounts of bonuses, a little bit like a roadmap. And finally, you can also see where you input the promo code right there. My code is now expired, so you can go ahead and just type it in there. So let's just do that. The code is the following. It's MYDWAY, and then it's a 5. So you just submit that, and there you go. Now you have an extra 5% when making purchases within Legend of Mushroom. Finally, you can scroll down and also find any active events going on within the AppCoins wallet, which for a limited time increase the amount of bonuses you're getting in those games in particular for like 5 to 10% for a limited time of usually just 24 hours, right? So all in all, you can see how you can get a lot more out of your money as you are spending anyways if you would in games like Legend of Mushroom. It also works in any other Android game you might download through Aptoide. So yeah, you would basically just get, as I said many times already, more value for your money when just regularly playing the game and making those purchases, and that can really help out to buy things like you might want out, for example, of those gadgets in these events on Legend of Mushroom. You can just get more stuff out of it, and eventually using those bonuses just buy more packs and basically get the thing you wanted a little bit earlier and a little bit cheaper. All in all, that's pretty much all I got for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye, see you.